Oh my gosh, it's working. Okay, I'm back. It was a little bit of a Mercury retrograde issue, but we are here. Hello. Hi. Can everybody hear? Let's see if am I centered? Shoot. Okay. All right, let me know if you can hear me before I start talking too much. Oh. Mm. Yay! Hey friends. Oh my gosh, we're live. How long has it been? Oh, since November. Oh my. Here we are. How's everybody doing? Okay. I will just like wait a couple minutes to give people time to show up. I am sick. It's so stupid. I probably don't sound or look sick, so that's good. Navar, hello. I'm glad I could hang out with you when it's not 3 a.m. your time. Yeah, I don't know if it's like allergies or if I have a cold or sinus infection. I did the next day, so who knows what's going on, but I just took some medicine and I'm trying to stay hydrated and stuff. And I'm also drinking coffee. So I'm here. All right, we're doing it. Okay. So what's new? I am in a play right now. I decided to do community theater. So I'm in a play and the show opens on Thursday. So I've been having rehearsal like every night, which is part of what's been slowing me down around here lately. But after my play is over, then it is spring break from work. So I'm hoping to create some new videos soon. But the play has been pretty fun. I don't know if I'm good, but I'm not bad enough that they kick me out of the show or anything. So that's pretty cool. It's like a Shakespearean thing, and I am playing Desdemona. And I feel like Desdemona is a lot like me, so I don't really know what to do with her character besides just be myself. Okay. Let's see who's here. What's up, Brian from Mississippi? Hey, David. Hey, Kevin. Hey, Chill. And Jonah. Get out of here, Jonah. Jonah gave me a 99 cents. Thanks for the super chat. Oh, Navar asks, how did you get the part? It's a funny story. I was talking to one of my sorority sisters at the bar, and there may involved, and she was talking about being in a play, and I was like, I want to be in your play. And she's like, you should be my play. And I'm like, yeah, I want to do it. And then the next morning she was like, so you're gonna be my play? And I wasn't sure if I wanted to, but my boyfriend was like, well, what's holding you back? And I was like, well, I'm just scared. And he was like, well, if being scared is the only reason you're not doing it, I think you should do it. So I'm doing it. That's how I got it. I didn't even audition. I just kind of like went in the back door. Oh, David knows his Shakespeare. It's not written by Shakespeare, but it's about Shakespeare characters. So it's all of like, or it's not all of it's 6 women characters from Shakespeare. So I do talk about Othello and Iago, but they aren't in the play. B. Gavilon says hi from Serbia. That is so cool. Okay, so before we jump into it, I just wanted to tell you about the movie I watched last night. I haven't been watching a lot of movies, which is part of why we are here today. Um, Rest assured, I'm still a movie girl, 100%. But I haven't been watching a ton of movies just because of my social life and my play and work and everything. But last night I did watch The Devil's Wedding Night. Brian sent that to me. I've been kind of not dying to see it, but I've been really curious to see it. And it was good. I have a lot of thoughts, so I am gonna make a video about it. I almost like can't resist wearing a costume for this video, so I think I might try to find a black wedding veil. Um, and if I film it next week, that gives me time. So let this be your content for now. Excuse me. Oh my gosh. I hope you couldn't hear me coughing. Navar says, we are here from all over the world. I love that. David says, I thought this was an AA meeting. No, not yet. Okay, so let's get started. I'm here today to talk about shows versus TV shows versus movies. I've been watching a few shows lately. Not fully diving in, but some of the things that I have watched with my boyfriend, that's why I've been watching shows, is Letterkenny, American Horror Story Kevin, which I'm only halfway through. A couple of like reality type shows, a few episodes of Stranger Things. I only watched like random episodes. And also I watched Private Crimes a few months ago. So, and for the record, I always watch paranormal reality shows, and I have watched Degrassi for decades, I guess. So those are like my two kinds of shows that I watch, but I've been exposing myself to some new shows, and I have a lot of thoughts in comparison to what the movies that I usually watch. And the movies I usually watch, that's why you're here. That is generally like vintage, low budget horror. Let me catch up on chat here. Tim, hey Tim, he's a member. Oh, I should recognize my members. Tim and David. Brian. Thanks, guys, for being members. Starved members at the moment. Covering up my mug that has cuss words on it. As if I'm not going to be cussing in here. All right. So, let me make sure I'm not. So the thoughts that I'm having so at this moment about shows versus movies could definitely be like argued or expanded upon a little bit. So feel free to throw in your 2 cents or whatever. Well, the first thing I've noticed when watching shows versus watching movies is like you don't get that instant feeling of accomplishment. When I finish a movie, I'm like, yep, check, and I can like check it off my list. I can log it. And with a show, it's obviously a much longer process. So you could spend a night watching like 3 or 4 whole episodes, and you don't feel, at least I don't feel like I achieved anything yet, which maybe that's just me being impatient. But that's something that I feel like you could just sit there for a long time and you're just in this tentative, pending feeling of achievement. Oh, and I never binge. I binged the first season of Stranger Things like many years ago when it first came out, and that was because we were like recovering from surgery or something in my house. So we binged it that day, and I felt like, what have I done with my life? That's hard to explain, but let me know if y'all know what I mean. Okay, ASDK. says Kingdom TV series, Lars von Trier. I can't even talk. David says, my black and white TV works fine. That's awesome. I used to have a black and white TV, like a little one that we would be able to keep in our room sometimes, like if we were sick or something. Okay, Brian says, someday you have to watch Twin Peaks. Some of my students are watching Twin Peaks right now, and they are really hyping it up, talking about it nonstop. So maybe I should. Oh, and Carrie says, yeah, do Twin Peaks. Oh, yeah. And why don't I binge? Why don't I binge? Even in this age of streaming, I just can't bring myself to do it. Part of it is because I just hardly ever collect myself and sit down with the intention of watching stuff, even movies. Like, it's been very slow going. And also growing up, I know like y'all can relate to this. Growing up, you would get like one episode a day or one episode a week. And I guess I haven't fully embraced how spoiled we are now. Now, one thing I will say about shows is I do find it is a little bit easier to just put an episode on. If you don't want to commit to a whole movie, you can just put an episode on before bed, and it might take a little less time than a movie. And I do find myself having curiosity as to what happens next. Even if I'm not fully into it, I'm like, where are they going to go with this? You know what I mean? That's what I've been experiencing with American Horror Story Coven. I never thought I would watch American Horror Story, okay? But we went to New Orleans a couple weeks ago and went to the house where that season was filmed. So then I was like, okay, we can watch it. I have so many thoughts. What a weird series. Why is everyone obsessed with that? Oh, we'll go on a little tangent right here. Kevin wants to know if I play any video games. I used to be very much into them as a teenager. I was way into JRPGs, particularly Final Fantasy. Hence all my little Final Fantasy stuffed animals back here. Oh, and Spyro the Dragon is back there too. But in recent years, I've been very much into the Tales of series, which is another JRPG series, and very much into Skyrim. The last game I played was No Man's Sky, but I didn't get very far. I need to start over. There was a certain mineral that I just was really low on, and it was messing me up. But anyway, I do love video games too. I almost I listen to the music and stuff way more than I play them right now, though. Navarre says, I like the miniseries format because it's short, a bit like a long movie. Yeah, I mean, even Private Crimes, what was it like? I don't remember how many episodes, but maybe it was 4 hours worth of footage. I can't think of the word. Runtime. There it is. But it still felt like a long journey, man. The miniseries is a little bit easier to undertake. And some of these shows that have so many episodes, it's almost a daunting task, like Degrassi, because I was watching it as it was coming out, at least the Next Generation. I guess it's a little easier for me to grasp the whole series as a whole. But if I was to tell someone to get into Degrassi right now, they'd have 500 episodes staring back at them. You know? James says, I have that new I have to watch that new Alien FX show. Gaz says, massive hello from windy West England. Ah! Sorry I'm a little late replying to you. Hello over there. I was wondering if you're an Evil Dead girl. Okay, I've only seen the first one. I've seen the first one, and then I saw the 2014 one. And then I saw Evil Dead Rise. I know I was skipping around a little bit. I want to see more, but I really do like it. Yeah, I haven't seen Ash versus Evil Dead. David says, if they have time for TV, they aren't very good students. Hey, you got to have some fun. Carrie says, have you seen all the American Horror Stories before Coven. No, whatever the first season was, my friend Sky made me watch the first episode years ago, and I was like, no, thank you. And I just never thought I would go back to it, even though everyone talks about it all the time, even to this day. Carrie says it's windy and wet here today in Missouri. Well, I guess we're getting your rain after you. I'm in Alabama. It was beautiful and sunny this morning, and now it's already cloudy and supposed to get tornado-y. But I'm sure we'll be fine. Tim says, I don't watch TV shows either, but they did put Scarpetta on Amazon. But I fell asleep after 10 minutes. We'll try to give it a redo. Oh, David says, I think New Orleans is kind of tacky. I have been several times, but I haven't been in about 10 years till a couple weeks ago. And I guess a lot of touristy places are kind of tacky. And it's very overwhelming there. Very, like, everyone's like hustling in the streets and strangers are talking to you, and it's basically you can't walk around there in peace. And then of course music is blaring from everywhere, and so there's all this like competing music coming at you when you walk down the street, and it's a lot, but we have a really good time. It is like, I guess after you go so many times, what do you do? What do you do after that? Okay. Hey, the mayor. The problem with American Horror Story is the season will start off good, but they can't land a good second half. Yeah, that's something else that I have on my list, is when it comes to shows, unlike a movie that's like self-contained, like generally the movie knows the story, what the story is going to be from beginning to end before they start shooting it, right? And a lot of shows, they're sort of writing as they go, it seems, which I guess since these American Horror Story seasons are sort of self-contained, maybe they do know where it's going to go from start to finish. Well, a lot of shows are just like have this wandering narrative where they just make it up as they go, and that feels kind of chaotic to me. And just that, I don't know, it's almost like things unfold imperfectly, like they couldn't put intention behind it, because obviously shooting a show, there's a lot more limitations. James says, as a sci-fi junkie, I watch The Boys. I've heard good things about The Boys too, but man, that title is so underwhelming. The Boys? You couldn't think of anything else to call that? Grab my attention, you know? Like, what are those strange drops of blood on Jennifer's body? Oh my God. I saw this meme. I need to post it on my feed, but the meme was like, I can't remember. It said Italian movie titles would be like, alas, the breath left her and flew into the air with wings of an angel. And then the American title is like, Knife Guy. Hopefully you'll know what meme I'm talking about. I'll find it. Hold on, maybe I should find it right now. Maybe I saved it. Everyone just sit here in silence for a second. I had to give a speech at work yesterday, and my voice was way worse than it is right now. Oh, here it is. Okay. Jello movies will be called A Drop of Blood Bejewels the Snowy Breast of Youth Love, but alas, too late. And then the American version of that same movie will be Knife Guy. That cracks me up. I'll post that for y'all. Anyway, let's get back on track here. Brian says, the last TV series I watched were Shogun, Penny Dreadful, and Poldark. My wife follows a few shows on Netflix, but the only TV I watch these days are classic 60s shows on Tubi. Hey, little boffo. What's up? James has been out with a broken back. I hope it's getting better. That sounds terrible. That's like my worst nightmare. Navarre says, I would always choose movies over shows. Me too. The little Boffo says, TV shows are so weird these days. And that is another thing. That's actually like the main purpose of this video. Being that a lot of these TV shows, particularly the ones I have watched, especially American Horror Story, are so mainstream, I had no idea they were going to be so weird. This shit is weird, y'all. I thought the stuff I was watching was weird and that all the TV shows were like kind of normal. No, they just get bonkers. And I'm like, how come everyone accepts this weird shit in a show, but they won't watch weird movies with me? Let's see what I have written down here. So when I was watching American Horror Story, there were many times where I was like, I would look at my boyfriend and be like, is this for real? For real? Like, what? They're pretty bold. And I'm impressed in a sense, but I'm also just befuddled. There goes my voice. Yeah, and again, I can't believe this stuff appeals to mass audiences. The Minotaur thing in American Horror Story, Kevin. Like, what? I hate saying if you know, you know. I think that's so rude. But if you know, you know. I can't spoil it. Okay, Brian says, when we were in New Orleans last time, my wife and I enjoyed riding the trolley around town. We rode it one time and it was really crowded. I could not wait to get off. I was like, I don't know what's better, riding a crowded trolley or walking the miles and miles and miles that we walked. I think one day we walked like 10 miles, which is crazy for Alabamians because we don't walk. Hey, Ashley, another member. Ashley says, just now tuning in at work, so I'll be popping in and out. But what is ask if you've seen Riverdale? I recently got into it. It's the most sassy, unhinged show I've ever seen. No. And see, I have these, I'll just like automatically shut something down before I've given it a chance. Like, no, I'm not watching that. Because let me tell you, I'm an Archie fan. I've been reading Archie comics since I was in elementary school, and I'm just terrified to see what they have done with that world. But I know what you're talking about because I hear a little bit about that show, and it does also seem unhinged and not like grounded in any sense of reality. I guess I like my shows to be slightly realistic or something. I don't know. But no, I have not seen Riverdale. I don't know. Maybe I should. James, I didn't forget who you are. You're James from Florida. But I hope your back's doing better. Navarre says, did you get to watch Private Crimes? Yes, I did. And I guess this is where I'll bring this to another point that I wrote down before this stream when it comes to movies versus shows. So with a show, there is so much information, like so much happens. The story is extended and expanded upon in a way that obviously movies cannot do. So I'm collecting and taking all this information throughout the show. And by the time it's over, even something like Private Crimes, which is not that long, when it's over, I feel like I can't talk about it. Because where do I start? It's like overwhelming to have a discussion about it. I guess that's where something like a live stream, like a collaborative discussion would be better, because I just could not sit down in front of a camera and talk to you about Private Crimes because so much happened. And also, like, I don't want to spoil things. I don't want to be talking about stuff that happens in the later episodes. And with a movie, it's just so much easier because it's like bite-sized. It's so much easier to sit down and review it or make a video about it afterwards, because it's not like this whole long journey you've been on. But I did watch Private Crimes and I enjoyed it. it it felt so stretched out. I think that's because I'm used to movies. It felt so slow and long, but it was interesting that we could just sort of dwell in moments a little bit more than you can with a movie. It was more pensive in a way. I thought Edwige Fenech's character and performance were so good, and the mystery was interesting. I think I cried a little bit because it's dramatic. There's drama involved. And see, that's all I can say. I just like, what do I say? Ray Lovelock looked hot. But I did like Private Crimes. I think I'll watch it again, probably. David says Alfred Hitchcock Presents was a good TV show. I haven't watched it. Carrie says Fargo is fantastic. The first 4 seasons, anyway. Lil Boffo says the only shows I've watched is Apple TV Plus because they have quality. Netflix are super strange in terms of quality and content. Okay. You're onto something, Lil Boffo. He also says even sexy scenes became weirder than 70s Europeans. Right. I'm like, how, I'm watching American Horror Story Coven, which has like 14-year-old girls in it. And I'm like, why is it that these sex scenes feel so much more explicit than the sexploitation and giallo and stuff that we watch from the 60s and 70s that have like full nudity? And like, I don't know. I'm like, how is this so icky and explicit and graphic feeling, even though it's not actually showing us anything? It's so strange. Now, granted, a lot of the stuff we're seeing in American Horror Story is non-consensual. I guess all of it is non-consensual. So, not exactly my cup of tea. But it is weird that the sex stuff feels even crazier than our sex movies that we watch. You know what I'm saying? So I'm right there with you. And people will be like, American Horror Story is so disturbing, and I'm like, how could it be that disturbing? It's just a TV show. But somehow it is. And I would love for somebody to explain that to me. Oh, hey, Kate. Kate says good point about the weird movies. Sorry, I hope it works when I mute my microphone and I have to like clear my throat. Okay. Oh no, I lost my spot. I'm a little backed up. Hold on. Kevin says, need more Italian and French and Spanish horror for movies and TV. Yeah, someone make a TV show inspired by something like that. James says, I was supposed to send you that movie. It's been 3 to 4 months out. Still screwed up, though. That's why I'm here. Oh, well, I'm glad you're here. Take all the time you need. Kate says, no. Oh, Squid Games. Kate says, Netflix occasionally launched her. Where did launch come from? Had good mini series. Adolescence, Black Mirror, and Squid Games. Squid Games. I don't know which one it is. I heard so much about Squid Games and Black Mirror. People are like constantly referencing Black Mirror, and I haven't watched either of those. Okay. Don Ho says, would you come decorate my apartment? Oh, sure. You should see the other rooms in my house. Like this was the first room I decorated, but I'm pretty proud of what I've done around here. It's very vibrant. Well, this is the black room. I call this the black room, but I have a red bedroom and a purple living room. Okay. Navarre says, I started American Horror Story but lost interest after the second season. Tried Hannibal and Bates Motel, didn't catch my attention either. Ashley says Riverdale definitely made an abomination out of Archie comics. No, I do like what they did with like kind of diversifying who plays what, you know? Some of the casting, like I feel like Cheryl Blossom really she looks just like Cheryl Blossom should, and I like how Veronica looks and I like how Betty looks, and somehow that Sprouse kid works as Jughead. But I don't know about like how the characters actually are. Oh, David says your bangs look good today. Thanks. Thanks. You never know what you're gonna get. A.S27 says I rewatch shows when I never do that with movies. Okay. Okay, Lil Boffo. Wow, Lil Boffo coming in with some hot takes. Oh, I like to hear your insight. Ryan Murphy shows like American Horror Story are the weirdest ever. That dude just makes the weirdest sexy scenes. Feels like a weird corn that's just distasteful. Don't like his type of content. You know, and that's why when I saw the first episode of the first season that my friend made me watch, I was like, no, bitch, no, I'm not watching that. What kind of sick show are you making me watch? Aw, Brian says 70s kink is now quaint. The mayor says just finished Night of the Seven Kingdoms. It's a more lighthearted spin-off of Game of Thrones, but still has some WTF moments. Man, I haven't watched Game of Thrones either, but people tell me some of the shit that happens in that show, and I'm like, what's wrong? I guess I've been ignoring the signs that shows are weird as shit. And then I had to come to my own realization. Okay. Kevin says, what's your favorite King Diamond and Merciful Fate albums? I haven't listened to Merciful Fate in full, so I can't answer that one. But my favorite King Diamond is probably just for nostalgic reasons, and that's Abigail, because that was my first. Did I show you? No, I didn't show you. Hold up. I have this on the floor because I don't have much surface space. But my boyfriend gave me this, among other things, for Christmas, the Abigail King Diamond figurine. I'm going to open him. But I don't know why I'm waiting. Partly because it feels wrong to open them. But I'm a girl who likes to open her toys. Kate says Primal on HBO is an action-packed animated series about a caveman and his dinosaur friend. Oh, okay. I love adult cartoons. Well, only certain ones. The Simpsons, King of the Hill, Family Guy, and American Dad. And anytime they come out with new ones, I just can't do it. I can't do it. I'm just so like set in my ways. But I still watch American Dad or Family Guy every day. But since those episodes are much more self-contained, I feel like they don't really fit into this conversation here. I just kind of, because it's a cartoon, I guess. I just keep them in sort of a separate bucket. James says they should do a Jalo TV show. Each season they could try to get a killer. I mean, Private Crimes felt like a Jalo TV show. For real. Ashley said regarding Riverdale, took me a while to get used to Jughead being emo. He's supposed to be happy. You're right. Okay. And I'm curious, you know how Jughead like hates women? Did they do that to him in Riverdale? Is he a woman hater, food lover, or what's his deal? He made me so mad. He was always talking crap. Hey, the Gordonite, another member in the house. Have you talked about Hannibal? No, I haven't seen it. And I've also never even seen Silence of the Lambs. So y'all can yell at me. Carrie Bowman says Them, King Diamond album. Oh, Kate. Oh my gosh. Kate, this is something else that's on my list. Short attention spans are also affecting how newer movies are made. This is something I am noticing. It's like they're desperately grasping for our attention and like trying to hold on to it whatever means possible. And cliffhangers and stuff kind of annoy me, but they've been like amping it up. I felt like the Stranger Things episodes I watched were so bombastic. I was like, God, it's exhausting. And even American Horror Story Coven, which was probably like 2016 or so, I don't know when it came out, but there's so many like cuts, and it's giving TikTok. And I know that was like before TikTok really took off, but I don't know. It's just so much stimulation for my brain. But I do kind of see that even in like the reality shows I've been watching. Like I was watching a show called Traitors, and it's like, can't we just like have a moment, you know? I don't have any kids or anything, but I've heard about this show Coco Melon, and this idea of like they change the shot every 2 seconds or something to keep, and that's why like some parents don't want their kids to watch it because it's too like ADHD, sorry for lack of a better word. And that's kind of made me pay a little more attention to how often the shot changes and things. And I mean, even YouTube videos are made in a similar way, just over edited. And that's just a little much for me. I like things to feel more natural. All right. David adds to that, people are jaded and it takes a lot to register. Hey, Eddie. Eddie says, not really into TV stuff, but just popped in to say hi. Hope you're okay. Don't worry, I'm not either. And I'm not going to start. David says, it sounds like Jughead was gay. Maybe. That was something that I thought about growing up, but he also doesn't have to be a misogynist. Ashley says, new Jughead has no problems with women. Great. Okay, the mayor says, I keep saying I'm going to get music-related action figures to put on top of my vinyl records storage. But so far, I just have some custom Danzig and the Cramps figures. That's cool. James says, have you ever seen Fritz the Cat? No, but I know about it. Didn't they show, hold on, the movie Plot of Fear? Didn't they show a little bit like they were watching Fritz the Cat? Or maybe maybe I'm getting that confused with something else, but I think I watched a review of the movie or something. Carrie says, drop everything and watch Silence of the Lambs. I know. Look, you'll be proud of me though. Guess what? I watched Jaws for the first time like 3 weeks ago. There's certain things that's like a big deal and I should have watched it a long time ago, but now I'm like, it's going to be a special moment when I watch it, so I've got to wait. So I did watch Jaws. Maybe Silence of the Lambs is next. Jaws, I thought Jaws was really good, really scary. Definitely not what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a lot more about like the beach, but it really became this adventure at sea with 3 men hunting a shark. But I thought it was good. I was definitely stressed out a little bit in a good way, you know? Navarre says, I like TV shows that are character and story driven, like Band of Brothers, 6 Feet Under, X-Files, Manifest, and much more than the ones based on special effects or action. Okay. Don Ho says, when I was a 20-something, I saw the original Texas Chainsaw at the midnight movie. It freaked me out so bad I couldn't get out of my seat. I'm sure the pot didn't help. Have you seen it? Yeah. Texas Chainsaw was one that I was also sitting on for a long, long time, but I think it's been a couple years now since I saw it. And I liked it. I thought it was pretty good. I can't remember. I feel like one of my criticisms was that the characters were like Navarre was just saying, I like character development, and I felt like the characters were kind of flat or not deeply explored in that movie. I might be wrong. Kevin says it's been 19 years since King Diamond released Give Me Your Soul. Dang. I was in college. Okay. Brian says, I despise reality shows with every fiber of my being. I like them, some of them for the entertainment factor, but I really like try to pay attention to the toxicity in them. Do you know what I mean? I don't watch any of the romantic ones that people talk about. Like, I don't know what this Love Island thing is, but growing up, I loved shows like What Not to Wear or America's Next Top Model. And for reality nowadays, I like HGTV. You know, if I'm traveling, I'm in a hotel, I'll put on HGTV in the hotel room, and then paranormal reality TV, ghost hunting shows, if you will. I love that. But that's pretty much all I'm exposed to these days, except for this one, this one called Traders, which is sort of like a murder mystery game thing. It seems okay. Gary saw Texas Chainsaw at 12 years old. Oh, Eddie says, good to know that you aren't a TV show person. Coming back in July to the archive for more tracking of Euro horrors on 35 millimeter. That's awesome. That's going to be hot. Kate says, Midnight Diner is a wholesome Japanese show on Netflix, but has dark subjects at the time, like Degrassi. Oh, yeah, that's a good description of Degrassi. Wholesome, but dark. David says, I thought Jaws was dumb, especially the captain. That is something that I was thinking to myself and saying, and I don't know this man, he's probably famous or something, but I was like, I just feel like the captain could have been cast better. You know? Like, he didn't quite fit. Gordon Knight says, my introduction to wild sci-fi horror ideas was The Twilight Zone and Tales from the Dark Side, so I have a special feeling for TV shows. Oh, you have reminded me, I do love Unsolved Mysteries. I could do a whole live stream about Unsolved Mysteries and Goosebumps. That's my stuff. Oh, Brian says they needed a shark hunter Franco Nero with them in the boat in Jaws. Is it bad that I was kind of missing the shark hunter while I was watching Jaws? Okay. All right. Noir says, gotta go in a few. Have a watch party to attend. Oh my gosh. Oh, I didn't mean to schedule this at the same time. I'm terrible. Tell them I said hello. Bye. Kate says, do you watch the Oscars? No. I feel like I wouldn't know anybody that was in it. Oh, can you hear like my rings on my mug? Is that really annoying? Don Ho says, why do you think movies and TV suck so bad these days? Good luck finding something on Netflix. I canceled Netflix years ago. I canceled when they removed Goosebumps. Or they either removed Goosebumps or removed a lot of the episodes. But I was never like, I never just explore mindlessly. Like I wouldn't open Netflix homepage and be like, let me try this. You know what I mean? Like I usually know what I'm looking for and intentionally watch it. Or it'll be something I rewatch a lot, like Goosebumps or Degrassi. I'll rewatch that all the time. That would be another good just whole discussion. Why do movies and TV suck so bad in general? And I think it's because part of it is because of that attention span thing, and part of it is like profitability. I've talked about this in another live stream, but like everything is about how can we make money. And I always think about what would TV and movies and everything be like if money wasn't why we're doing it at the end of the day, or if money wasn't a big contributing factor. What directions would art go if we just did exactly what we wanted? I don't like the desperation that comes with it, with like, this has to be profitable. Okay. But I think another reason, I don't know, part of me is like, we're just redoing old ideas, sequels, prequels, revamps, reboots, remakes, whatever. We do a lot of that, and I think a lot of it is because of profit, because they know, oh, this worked before, people already know these characters, people will want to see this. And another reason might be because we can't think of anything else. I don't know. It's tough. It's tough. I don't know. Sound off in the chat, y'all. David saw Night of the Living Dead at 5 years old. Woo! I never saw anything that young. My first like horror movie that I watched in full, I was 10. And it was House. The one about like the monster in the house. And that scared me. Oh, Kate says that regarding the Oscars, Amy Madigan is nominated for Weapons. I never watched it. Oh, I'm terrible. I want to. I keep meaning to. I don't know. What am I doing? Like, why did I put on The Devil's Wedding Night instead of Weapons or Sinners, the important current movies that I haven't seen yet? Oh, David says TV sucks because people suck. There it is. Hey, Saku. Welcome. The mayor uses MobiFlix. What is that? That's cool. Oh, hey, Moonlight Ritual. Going back to what I was saying about like people making TV and movies in order to be profitable. Moonlight Ritual says people rarely make. There's a freaking gnat in here. People rarely make art for the sake of art anymore. You're right. And that's why I like independent short films, like homemade movies. That's why I like low budget movies and independent movies, because a lot of them are doing it because they just want to, and not because they're trying to get famous or get money. And I think that is a large part of why I stay I try to stay like away from Hollywood and the mainstream and stuff, because I want to see what people make just for the sake of making it. Bye, LaBuffo. Sorry, I didn't mean to schedule this same time as watch party, bro. I just had like a weekend that I'm at home. I'm at home this weekend, and I was like, this could be my time to do a live stream, a long overdue live stream, because I guess it's been 4 months. Okay, Brian says nostalgia can feel like the world's comfiest slippers. The old TV shows I still watch are original Star Trek, The Saint, The Adventures, the British series. Did I say Avengers or Adventures? The Prisoner and Dark Shadows. Oh yeah, that reminds me of another show I watched. What We Do in the Shadows, but like the new thing, that was really weird too. I'm like, everyone's weird, and I had no idea. Everyone's watching this weird stuff. Okay. Hold on. I lose my voice live streaming when I'm not sick. The mayor says, I just saw there's going to be a remake of Cronenberg's The Fly, which is a remake of the Vincent Price movie. Guys, why not just make a new movie called The Roach? Okay, hold up. So, my boyfriend got stung by a catfish. Oh, he sent me, and his hand is swollen, and he's at the doctor. It looks bad. Okay. Moonlight Ritual says their first horror movie was Nightmare on Elm Street at age 4. Oh my god. You people have been messed up from a young age. And that's why some of y'all are here. And then some of us have been sheltered for far too long, and that's why we're here. Okay. Okay, yeah. All right. The Gordon Night. We're talking about like modern shows and movies. For a minute there, everything was save the universe so much that I think everyone got burnt out. We need street level stories. Yeah. I mean, even Stranger Things, like, my God. So much save the universe. And see, maybe that's why I don't like superheroes. And people give me a hard time because I'm like, I don't like superheroes. Nope. Oh my gosh. Ashley says, have you seen that A24 is doing a remake of Mask of the Red Death? Ashley is nervous. Ugh. I didn't see that. I haven't been paying attention to horror news. I'm in a rolly chair. So that's interesting. Is it going to be a period piece? I guess it has to be, yeah. Can we really make it classy? Are they going to find anyone that to act in it that hasn't had plastic surgery? Do you guys love the iPhone face conversation about like people with all this filler and Botox being in period pieces, and it looks totally unrealistic? Okay, the mayor says Weapons was underwhelming, but I enjoyed Sinners. The all I know is the cover of Weapons, the poster for it scares me. Like I can't even look at it for too long. And I don't know why that is. Oh, David says your live stream is better than a watch party. Oh, thank you. Steven, what's up, Steven Cowie? New stuff I dug. The Curse and Pluribus. Oh, both on TV. I heard about Pluribus a little bit. Moonlight. This bug. There's a bug in my face. Oh shoot. Hold on. Okay. Moonlight Ritual says people can barely write coherent dialogue to save their lives. Hi, Pierce. Pierce says, hello, Katie in chat. I just wanted to say hello. I wrote a comment for your review of Pieces. Thank you. I'm a bit behind on replying to comments. Yep, I am. And like the reason I lag behind on it is because the comments are so thoughtful and I want to write thoughtful responses, but then I don't have time to be thoughtful or I don't feel like thinking. Work's been a little like this is a busy season at work, but summer's gonna be so awesome. A lot more freedom. And I'll be done with this play that I'm in. David says, in the day, if you kicked a dog in the movie, no one cared. But now they will crucify you. Yeah. Okay, Pierce says, what's your favorite Jalo from Fulci? Pierce made a video for New York Ripper and did not like it. So what do we have from Fulci? We have The Psychic, we have Lizard in a Woman's Skin, we have Don't Torture a Duckling, and a New York Ripper. Are there any others? Oh, one on top of the other. For me, it might be the New York Ripper. Y'all probably can't even see the gnat that's flying around me, but I need to brush my hair and I don't have a hairbrush in here. Steven says, for my sins, I saw zombie flesh eaters at 12. Oh, that would be a fun live stream. What was your first scary movie? And how old were you? Oh, hey, Spaceball. Did we talk about the new Forgotten Jolly box set coming out? No, we haven't. Let's pull this up. Is it number 9? Forgotten. Jolly 9. Oh, is it 9? Oh my gosh. The cover is so good. Okay, yeah, it's number 9. You got to see this. Hold on, let's let it focus. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. That's beautiful. So what we have here in this set is Madness from 1993, Bougie Rossi from 1993, and Murder in a Blue Light from 1991. So 390s jolly. I haven't seen either of these, but friend of the channel, Richard Glenn Schmidt from Doomed Moviethon here on YouTube, Murder in a Blue Light was like his wish. So he manifested that. He even talked about this on my channel that he wants to see that one released. So this is great news for him. I don't know if I'm going to get this because I just don't buy every one, and I usually don't blind buy things. What about y'all? Moonlight Ritual says low stakes stories are better than big grand stories, going back to like the whole saving the world versus just normal street level stories. Yeah. I guess maybe that's what I prefer, the low stakes things. I was thinking maybe I like things that are more grounded in reality, but maybe that's not what it is. Maybe it's just like lower stakes. Oh, okay. Talking about iPhone face. Ashley says that Urbano Barberini has iPhone face, not in the sense that he looks like he's gotten work done, but just like this is a face that has seen an iPhone. Let's look at him. She said he looks like he should be living in the current era. That's how I feel about Gloria Guida. She's not that old, but like looking at her in 70s movies, she looks like a 2000s girl to me. I'm looking at Urbano. Hold on. This this these pictures, he has a very telling haircut. Oh, he's cute. Um this is the best I can. This guy. Oh. Modern boy. This boy has seen an iPhone. Oh my gosh, Kate says, "Did you see Jim Carrey's new face?" No, I've seen people like making fun of it, but I haven't looked. Do I want to look? I don't really like him. I don't like looking at him, but let's take a look. Come on. Ooh. Hey, he can do what he wants with his body. Do you guys want to see? $50,000 transformation. Okay. If this thing would load, I'll show it to you. It's not loading. Well, we'll just look at this one then. Interesting. Good for him. Sorry, I keep ducking down to read comments instead of just moving forward. The mayor says, "Did you see that Severin is doing Fulci's Voices from Beyond?" No. David says, "We need to talk about this plastic surgery. It's getting absurd." I could talk about that all day long. I am fascinated by the subject. Maybe we could just do a special edition live stream where we're talking about plastic surgery for no reason, even though it has nothing to do with what I usually talk about. Don Ho saw Black Sunday when they were 12, had nightmares for a week. That's cool. I mean, that's a cool first. I don't know. I feel like to be able to see that, I'm sorry for your suffering, but I feel like to be able to see that at a young age when you haven't been exposed to too much other horror, I think it would be really effective. Like how it's meant to be, I guess. Because a lot of times when I watch these movies, especially early era or low budget movies or movies that have like bad effects or something like that, I think to myself, oh, if I saw this when I was a kid, man, it would be just life changing. That's how I look at a lot of movies, is like through kid eyes, and like how would this have affected me as a kid? But it's nothing like actually experiencing it when you are a kid. Um, TC6HP says, I consider Don't Look Now to be a Jalo. Do you? Yeah, I think it's I kind of like lump it in. There's so much in common with a Jalo, and especially like the setting and everything. I think if it's not officially one, it's just in that family. Kate M says, I don't know why I just said the M for the first time. Kate says, AV Invasion is a new YouTube channel that made a few videos of movies / TVs that traumatized him as a kid. He was exposed to a lot of scary stuff. That's funny. I wasn't exposed to very much, but I think I made a video a long time ago about like my first horror movies, which I was definitely older for most of the stuff that I saw. I saw a little piece of Poltergeist when I was a kid, and I wanted to keep watching it, but I got caught. And yeah, like I said, House was really my first, and I was 10, and it scared me quite a bit. But I still love that movie. And then in like one of the life changing first things I watched was in ninth grade. I watched Jeepers Creepers, and it really messed me up. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Oh, hey, Matt. You could always watch American Mary if you want a plastic surgery horror movie. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I saw American Mary. All right. I like it. It's been a long time since I watched it, though. Where are we at? David says, we need to shame these fools who go under the knife for vanity. We need to laugh at them, not with them. It's a whole thing, but I try to mind my own business a little bit. But I do think about like, why are we really doing this? That's what we need to get to the root of.